Hello all, welcome again. Today we are going to deal with some of the more questions on Indian polity and constitution, especially parliamentary system in India. So let's begin with the first question. The question is, which of the following are the states in which the Lokayukta Act includes the chief ministers also? Options are West Bengal and Kerala, Gujarat and Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha, and last option D is Rajasthan and Karnataka. So the correct answer to this question will be option B, that is Gujarat and Maharashtra. In Gujarat and Maharashtra, Lokayukta Act also includes chief ministers. So in the ambit of Lokayukta's jurisdiction, chief ministers also come. So these are the two states. As we know that this term Lokayukta became very popular when in 2013 when Anna Hazare, the Gandhian activist, social activist and Gandhian activist Anna Hazare had launched a campaign named India Against Corruption, and he had demanded Lokpal, the constitution of Lokpal at the central level. So what are these at the union level and Lokayuktas at the state level? But it does not mean that these terms Lokpal and Lokayukta came when the Anna Hazare had a demand. Even before that, many states in India already had Lokayuktas in their states. Lokayuktas, for example, UP and like other states. Many states had Lokayuktas as the public ombudsman, in the states. So Lokayuktas were there in the states, but he also demanded Lokpal at the union or central level, and he demanded that Lokpal, under the jurisdiction of Lokpal, even the prime minister should come under the Lokpal. So he had demanded this. Now let's talk about some of the. Then we know that after the movement named India Against Corruption under the leadership of Anna Hazare. After this movement, the government of India was forced to pass Lokpal Act in 2013-14, and under this Lokpal will be a public ombudsman at the union level, central level, ombudsman. And now we know that in 2019, government, under this Lokpal Act, government has appointed a Lokpal. So now government has appointed a Lokpal at the central level, and this Lokpal is a Lokpal panel had been appointed. Now Lokpal panel had been appointed in 2019, and there are 9. It is a 9-member panel, including the head. 9-member panel, and including the head of the panel, and the head of the panel are the first head of the Lokpal panel in India is, the first head of Lokpal panel is Justice, retired Justice P.C. Ghosh. P.C. Ghosh, that is Pinaki Chandra Ghosh. Pinaki Chandra Ghosh. So in the independent India, Pinaki Chandra Ghosh has become the first Lokpal, first ever Lokpal to be appointed. So Pinaki Chandra Ghosh. He is a retired justice and he has now been appointed as the head of this Lokpal, first ever Lokpal panel under the 2013 Act. So this is all about this. So what we have talked about is that Lokayuktas, though Lokayuktas were Lokayuktas, the post of Lokayuktas as public ombudsman at the state level were there from very early times, were there in the states, but Lokpal has been appointed. Lokpal has been appointed at the central level, as, and both of these are public ombudsman, and they have power to investigate the charges against the highest positions in India. In states, even the chief ministers, some of the states have in some of the states even chief minister also comes under the power of Lokpal, under the jurisdiction of Lokpal, and at the central level, though prime minister has been kept out of the Lokpal, jurisdiction of the Lokpal, but other ministers and all the other highest officials of the central government are under the jurisdiction of the Lokpal. It means Lokpal can investigate the charges and can frame the charges against them in the case of corruption or in the case of any misgovernance or any matter, in the case of any issue, any dispute, all these things. So now let's come to the next question. The next question is, which one of the following is incorrect with respect to local government in India? So we know that in India the Constitution of India itself, the Constitution originally also, the Constitution originally also talked about local government, local self-government at the village level, because in under Article 40 the Constitution talks about organization of village panchayats as an independent tier of local self-government. But we know that Article 40 comes under Part 4 of Indian Constitution, Part 4. So Article 40 comes under Part 4 of Indian Constitution, and Part 4 is the DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy, and DPSPs are non-justiciable in nature. Non-justiciable, because it means they are non-enforceable. They can be only enforced at the whims and fancies of the government of the state. Non-enforceable. So to give effect to this Article 40, government had to bring a law, and government brought up a constitutional amendment bill to give constitutional status to village panchayats and give more autonomy, more authority to village panchayats, and establish them as a tool of local self-government as a move to further democratic decentralization, the power of democratic decentralization, and to provide a third tier of government, that is local government. So these are non-enforceable. It means government had to bring a law, and government brought up 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Acts to establish local government, third tier of local government as a local self-government as a move to further the democratic decentralization. So the question is, which one of the following is incorrect with respect to local government in India? Options are: according to the Indian Constitution, local government is not an independent tier of government in the federal system. This is correct. Why? Because as I told you that Article 40 talks about the village organization of village panchayats as a tool of local self-government. So this is correct. Second option: 30% of the seats in the local bodies have been reserved for women. This is actually not 30%, but it is not less than 1/3. Not less than 1/3 of the seats had to be reserved for women. So this is not correct. C is local government finances are to be provided by a commission. This is correct. Again, this is correct. And D is election to the local bodies are to be determined by a constitution. This is also correct, because to conduct the elections at the local level, state election commission has been provided, and to provide finances to these local bodies, state finance commissions will be set up every 5 years by the state government, respective state government. So both of these statements are correct, and statement A is also correct. So only B is not correct. So it is incorrect, and it is asking incorrect. So option B is the correct answer. Now let me tell you something more about local self-government. So as I told you that the constitution also originally under Article 40 talks about organization of village panchayats, but as I told, Article 40 comes under Part 4 of Indian Constitution, Part 4, and these are DPSPs, Directive Principles of State Policy, and these are non-justiciable in nature, non-justiciable and non-enforceable, and due to this, to give effect to these provisions under Part 4 of Indian Constitution, government had to bring a law if it want to give effect to the provisions of under Part 4 of Indian Constitution. And so government brought up a law. Government wanted to give more autonomy and more power to the village panchayats. So government, and give them a constitutional status, regular constitutional status. So government brought up 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Acts. On the recommendation of many commissions were set up, and they recommended that local self-government should be established as a move to further local democratic decentralization, to further the democratic decentralization, and to establish, to provide third tier of government. So these local bodies will be the third tier of government under as a move to further democratic decentralized